Hey, in this video today I'm going to compare the Avatar franchise to the National Treasure franchise. In both cases you have only two films, though. In the case of National Treasure, there's one TV show that's been released. There hasn't yet been an Avatar TV show. First of all, we look at the highest Rotten Tomatoes score for each franchise. Ooh, man, the critics really did not like either of the National Treasure films. It feels to me like critics have failed on a fundamental level to actually understand what the movies are trying to be. Both movies are rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is just completely wrong. The highest score is only a 46% for the first National Treasure movie. Yikes. And then with Avatar, the highest score is an 82% for the first movie. Avatar wins, and then when you look at the lowest score, Avatar 2 has the lowest score for that franchise, and it still has a 76%, which obviously is still a really good, solid score that's still certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. With National Treasure, lowest score is 36% for the second film, Book of Secrets. Avatar wins again. Then when you look at the average score, Avatar 79 average, National Treasure average of 41, so Avatar wins again. And then when it comes to disparity between the lowest and highest score, neither of these franchises honestly has a big disparity. Pretty small in both cases. When you look at Avatar, there's only a gap of 6 between the highest and lowest score. With National Treasure, only a gap of 10. So the gap's a little bit smaller for Avatar, and thus Av- Avatar wins again, so it's going to win this debate no matter what my personal opinion might be. But let's look at now. Which franchise do I prefer? This is an interesting one because you think about it, Avatar has both sold so many tickets. So both films, when they came out, made a lot of money at the box office. They just made bukus of money. But when you think about how much of a cultural impact have they actually had, they've actually had a very minimal footprint. What am I talking about here? Well, ask yourself this question. How much merchandise has Avatar sold? How many people are dressing up as characters from Avatar? How much expanded material has come out for the franchise? What I'm talking about here is books, comics, video games, TV show, anything outside of the movies. How often do people actually talk about the Avatar films? How often do people actually rewatch them after they've seen them in theaters? So I think Avatar is just a totally forgettable franchise that also has made bukus of money at the box office. Now, I don't think either Avatar movie is bad, to be clear. James Cameron knows how to make visually impressive films. The Avatar films are both great theatrical experiences. But I think that the first movie, the biggest thing holding it back is that the story is just generic because it's following a template. It's following the same story structure and character archetypes that you see in Pocahontas, Ferngully, The Last Rainforest, A Man Called Horse, The Last Samurai, Dances with Wolves. What I'm talking about here is the going primitive plot, where you have someone who's a member of a more technologically advanced group, usually a soldier in the military, who joins native indigenous people. As a result of that, falls in love with their culture, discovers the beauty of their ways, and usually by the end of the movie leads our natives to battle against the more technologically advanced group that looks down on the natives as just primitive savages, heathens, however you want to phrase it. Now, James Cameron is a great director, so he knows how to work the template well, and thus I still think Avatar is a really good movie. When it comes to the second film, I thought it's an improvement over the first film because this one is not following a specific template, but it did bother me that they brought back the same villain from the first film. I'm just like, really? Why can't we do a new villain? And also, I thought that first movie didn't end in a way that left a bunch of things dangling. It didn't make it super obvious what we're going to do for sequels, so it feels like we're fabricating a franchise because the first film made so much money. I don't like that Avatar franchise has stolen James Cameron from us because now he's just going to spend the next 20 years in Pandora. I wish James Cameron would go back to putting out classics that people actually remember more as time passes the way he used to. Now, when it comes to National Treasure, this is one of the biggest examples, I think, of movies that have been overly criticized for a long time now. First of all, it should be exceedingly obvious very quickly that these movies are not trying to be historically accurate. There's history incorporated in there, but the movies are clearly taking creative license in that regard. Also, the movies are not trying to be realistic. It seems very obvious to me the filmmakers embraced the fact they are making goofy movies, they're making cheesy movies that are clearly patriotic. And so I think the movies work. They're trying to be fun, entertaining, lighthearted adventure films that are patriotic, and I think they succeed at that. So this is what I don't get about the main criticisms of these movies. It's like critics don't like them just because they're stupid or unrealistic. I'm like, guys, that's literally the whole point. The movies know that they're stupid and they absolutely embrace that. So when it comes to which franchise I prefer, as much as I respect the Avatar films, at the end of the day, when I ask myself the question, which movies am I more likely to rewatch, Avatar or National Treasure? I'm more likely to rewatch National Treasure because those are just fun movies that I really enjoy. Whereas with Avatar, I respect the films more so that I enjoy them. Both of them are long. The first one follows that template. The second one has some issues. So I'm just not as interested, frankly, in rewatching them. That'll be it for this video today.